Hello there, hi, welcome back to Adventures in Music with me, Jim, where we listen to, talk about, and do all sorts of things musicy. Now, I have but one question for you. The question is, where were you on Saturday evening? Saturday, the 28th of June, 2025. And if your answer is not at the London Stadium in Stratford, the East End of London, then you are in the wrong place. It was the Iron Maiden show to end all Iron Maiden shows. Um, it's not the first show in this tour, of course it's not, but it was the important one. Certainly for me, certainly for 75,000 other people, certainly for Steve Harris, certainly for the band, because it was at the home of West Ham, which, as you probably are well aware, is Steve's favourite, is his football club. So it was a bit of a homecoming, to be fair, a homecoming gig for Steve Harris, for the band. 50th anniversary of Iron Maiden, 50 years since the formation in 1975 in Steve Harris's house on Christmas Day. So, what did we have? We had a big old stadium, the Olympic Stadium, which is now West Ham's home. 75,000 people, a big old stage at one end with all the screens and lights, and a lot of amazing music. So it had two support bands. I completely missed the first one, which was a band called the Raven Age. I can't tell you anything about it because we didn't see it. By the time we got to the stadium, because it's a long walk from the from the station, by the time we got there, managed to queue up and get some food and a drink. It was well into the set of Hailstorm, so ended up going in towards the end of their set. Oh man, they were very, very good, really good. Our tickets, I say ours, it's me and my brother and my brother's stepdaughter, Yaz. We all went in and we had rear standing, which is actually probably not bad place to be for a gig of this scale. One thing we did notice quite early on was the sound was a bit echoey, to say the least. So, top tip: if you're in that situation at a stadium gig and you're in the standing area towards the back, try to go forward. Go forward through the crowds. Go the further forward you get, the better the sound is. But that is what we did, and indeed, the sound became better and better and better. Now, this could end up being my favourite gig experience of my life. And I don't say that lightly. And I have seen some amazing, amazing shows and gigs over the years, different bands. I've seen Iron Maiden multiple times. This, I think, is my favourite because of the songs, of the music, and of the occasion. So, the occasion being obviously the 50th anniversary of the band's formation, the occasion being the home of West Ham, a stone's throw from where the band formed in the East End of London, and the songs, because basically it was like a greatest hits selection from the first, pretty much the first 7 albums plus Fear of the Dark. So an amazing representation of stuff, things that I never thought I'd hear the band playing. It's just absolutely blown me away. The production was incredible. There were lots of times where you were thinking you were watching a video from one of their old shows from the 80s, because the representation of it was such. So Power Slave, for example, they had the Power Slave set, but it was all production, so it just looked absolutely top notch. So let me tell you what we had. So after Hailstorm finished, we had probably about half an hour, 45 minutes to before Maiden came on. And they came on about, I think, about 8:15. And it started off with the notes of UFOs, Doctor Doctor, as that I think they've probably done on every single show they've ever done, certainly since I've been following them. And you knew then this is the moment, this is when it's all going to start. That finished, and then everything went quiet, and there was like a electrical fizzing, clicking, buzzing, and the screen was sort of flashing little bits of information here and there, but only just within a split second it was gone again. And it was meant to be, it looked like it was like little reveals of the London streets, and indeed that's what it was. And it resolved itself into a animated fly through of the grotty streets of the East End of London, absolutely full of Iron Maiden Easter eggs. So album titles, places of interest, the Ruskin Arms, Cart and Horses, the Acacia Avenue, Steve Harris's house, the West Ham flag flying out of it, all these places. It was sort of waving in and out. The Green Goddess was here, if you remember the history of Iron Maiden. So all of that was there, and it was all done to the soundtrack of the Ides of March, the beginning of Killers. I don't think that was being played by the band. I think that was being piped in. And then that finished, and the crowd was going nuts. And the screen changed again to reveal a giant rendition of the Killers album, spray painted on a brick wall. And we then went into 3 tracks back to back from the Killers album. I mean, I know that obviously you play Rough Child a lot. That's been played probably more times than anything else from the album live. But this time we got 3 of the tracks. We got Murders in the Rue Morgue as the first one. Yes, Murders in the Rue Morgue. We had Rough Child itself, and then Killers, the title track. Just brilliant. I mean, Killers, the album, is one of my favourite albums of all time. And so I was so excited for that. Now, the early days are not done by a long shot at this stage, because you then move into Phantom of the Opera. Again, the screen at the back had the huge velvet red curtains that parted, and it then revealed as a double sweeping staircase sweeping up into an opera house, which was a fantastic setting for this song. Where did we go from there? So they just kept coming. So we've got Murders in the Rue Morgue, Rough Child, Killers, Phantom of the Opera. Okay, so the first epic. We then had Number of the Beast. Number of the Beast. I know. It's a common one to have, but they couldn't not have had it. Which then went into the Clairvoyant, and I was not expecting that one to come. And so, although I have seen the set list before, I'd forgotten that was coming. So that was really nice. And then from Clairvoyant, we went to Power Slave, and this is where the screens just, all the way through, it was just absolutely magic what they were doing with these screens, the technology. So it transformed the entire backdrop into the World Slavery Tour set, and it was basically the cover from Power Slave, with the pyramid of Eddie there, with the sphinxes on each side. The sky in the background was changing, going from night to day to night to day. There's lightning flashing across it. There's all sorts of stuff going on. And then, of course, the band was playing Power Slave. I mean, it's just, manna from heaven. Absolute manna from heaven. That then moved into 2 minutes, 2 minutes to midnight. So we have we got 3 Power Slave tracks all together. We've got Power Slave, 2 Minutes to Midnight, and Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Now, this is a track that I've wanted to see live for a long time. And it's just, you know the track anyway, but to see it being done live is phenomenal. Bruce Dickinson's vocals at this stage shouldn't be as good. At this stage of his career, his vocals should not be as good as they are. But oh my God, can he still belt them out? He really can. We need to mention Simon Dawson as well. So we've got the new drummer in situ. Dear old Nico has hung up his drumsticks and retired. This was a big shock at the end of last year. We know that. Simon Dawson is doing a remarkably good job. And in fact, no disrespect to Nico at all. It feels like there's an energy and fire in the band now that's been missing, I think, for some time. And I don't think I was aware that it was missing until I've heard a band renewed now, like they are. They're absolutely killing it. Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, of course, the next epic, is just sensational. It is such a good song. And a lot of the theatrics that we know, the production that we know from Live After Death with the fireworks and the pyros, it's all still there. It's there on the stage. It's all happening. My brother is in absolute fits of rapture almost with this because he was never, I suppose, like a sort of as big a Maiden fan as me, but because he's my brother, he was exposed to all this music through his entire life as well. So he's reliving his youth with me and just having the best time ever. And his stepdaughter, who knows a few songs, she's absolutely been blown away by the spectacle and by the power of Maiden. We then go to Run to the Hills, which was just what I did proper. Everyone sort of put your arms around other people, around strangers, singing along. It's just in the moment. I mean, as I say, this is a greatest hits tour. It really is. We then get to, this is one I never thought I'd get to see live. Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I mean, just the best ending to a track that I know. The guitar solo, the dueling between Adrian Smith, Dave Murray, and then obviously with Yannick as well, is just sensational. I mean, the three of them. You sometimes think, do they need a third guitarist? And perhaps not necessarily, but it is. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. It is just such a good song. Such a good song. We then get the Trooper. This is the second time that Eddie has appeared on the stage. So I missed this on the beginning. So in the first three tracks, we had Murders in the Rue Morgue, Rothschild, and Killers. And in Killers, Eddie comes out dressed as the Killers Eddie, swinging an axe, threatening to chop off Yannick Gears' head, and giving the finger to everybody and scratching his arse as he walks off stage. I still don't know how Eddie works. It's a guy on stilts, I know, but how does he not fall over? I really don't know. Anyway, so we then had the Trooper, which of course has got Eddie coming on again with his Trooper outfit, brandishing a sword, playing air guitar with a sword. Hallowed be thy name. Another epic. This was really clever. So Bruce was in a cage. He was the man in his cell, obviously waiting to be hanged, taken to the gallows. And so he's singing for the most part from this cage. Then before the guitar solo started, there was a sort of explosion, like poof, and he disappeared. It's like magic. Sort of Paul Daniels magic show, but no, he disappeared. And then on the screen behind is that Bruce Dickinson's running up this sort of pathway going up the top, being chased by a ghoul. Then you realise, actually, no, he's not. It's a digital representation of him, but it looked very good. And then we get to the official end of the show with Iron Maiden. So in the past, we've always had the huge animatronic eddies coming out, the giant eddies that come out behind the drum kit and whatnot. This time, because we've got the screen, we have a vast Eddie behind the drums, basically sort of glaring at and interacting with the band, with the audience, shaking his head. And at the end of it, he pulls out all the wires, and the stage goes black. It's finished. And of course, it's not finished. We have an encore. We have an encore because we've got an encore. We got an encore. We've got 3 more tracks to go. We've got Aces High, Churchill's speech at the beginning, searchlights shining around the stadium, machine gun fire from the Spitfires, dogfighting. Got the dogfight with Eddie going on, then the song itself. Fear of the Dark. I don't know about that. I'm a bit controversial about this. It's not my favourite Iron Maiden song at all. I don't know why it's so popular. Everyone loves it, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Of course they are, and as am I. I wouldn't miss it if it was never played again. It really doesn't do it for me. And then Wasted Years, and I think that is a perfect ending. A little bit sort of ironic, a little bit tongue in cheek. Wasted years, 50 wasted years. What a way to finish! What a show! I have just got to say, purely from the tracks, the songs that they played, from the energy that was in there, from the energy in the crowd, from the occasion, from everything about it, it is without doubt probably my favourite live thing I've done, certainly in many years. If you were there, I hope you enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it as well? Were you part of it? Was the sound rubbish where you were? If you move further forward, away from the back, the sound improved considerably. We actually ended up being very close to where the technical tent is, sort of back where the sound desk is and the lighting stuff is. So actually, at that point, you're probably at the optimum point for where the sound is going to be good. And absolutely, thoroughly enjoyed it. So, yeah, great gig. Great selection of songs. Are there others I would have liked in there? Maybe if we give them another half an hour, another hour to play, I could have stacked a load more in there. Absolutely, I could. But for the 2 hours that we had, maybe I'd have swapped out the Clairvoyant for something else. Stranger in a Strange Land, maybe. Oh, I love that song. Deja Vu. Be Quick or Be Dead. Stuff. Anyway, it doesn't matter because it was perfect. Really enjoyed it. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next video whenever and whatever that is. Until then, this is Jim, over and out.